People are sharing the creepiest unsolved mysteries that they can't stop thinking about. So I decided to look into the details of each one. Brandon Swanson's case always boggled my mind. The fact that he alerted his parents that he was lost and needed help. They were on the phone with him, heading toward him, only to hear his last moments. To know they were so close is so terrifying. Recently, Reddit user uRandomWeeb asked the people of r/Ask Reddit to share the creepiest unsolved mystery that keeps them up at night. After reading through some of these, I will definitely not be sleeping soundly for the next couple of days. Here are the most bone-chilling cases. Warning: disturbing and graphic content ahead.
One, Freda Jane Nos Gun. Searching for a way home to her children ahead of Halloween in 2016 after getting stranded in Washington state, Freda Jane Nos Gun asked a friend to wire her some money. Minutes later, she vanished from a Walmart parking lot. It's been more than 5 years, and no one has heard from Freda. Why did Freda Jane Nos Gun leave an online money transfer unclaimed less than 15 minutes after asking her friend to send it? Freda Jane Nos Gun was a 34-year-old mother of 3 when she disappeared from a Walmart store in Kennewick, Washington, on October 18, 2016. A member of the Crow tribe in Montana, Freda was close with her large family. Her sister described her as especially gifted and bright, while another report described Freda as smart and a fast learner who was working to finish college. At the time of her disappearance, Freda's physical description was as follows: American Indian woman, 5'5". Tall, approximately 150 pounds, waist-length brown hair that was always tied back, brown eyes, with a scar on her right elbow and multiple tattoos, her children's names, Lyrical, Trinity, and Mason, between her shoulder blades, Mickey Mouse with a basketball on her right calf, and a tiger lily on her right shoulder. The day Freda went missing, Freda was last seen at a Walmart customer service counter in Kennewick, Washington, on October 18, 2016. She called a friend to ask for an online money transfer so she could afford the 740-mile trip back home to Crow Agency, Montana, in time to take her kids trick-or-treating for Halloween. The friend agreed to send the money, but there was a mistake with the spelling of Freda's name, so the friend attempted to correct it. By the time the corrected transfer was sent, less than 15 minutes from the original exchange between the friend and Freda, the Walmart store had closed, and Freda was unable to claim the money. The friend called back to confirm that Freda got the transfer, but Freda's phone was no longer in service. That was the last time anyone saw or heard from her. Still missing for more than 5 years. Freda's mother reported her missing on November 14, 2016, after Freda did not show up for her aunt's funeral. In Indigenous culture, it is rare to miss a loved one's memorial. A second missing person report was filed December 11, 2016, updating Freda's last name from No Gun to Nos Gun. Due to jurisdictional confusion among state, tribal, and federal law enforcement agencies, the report of Freda's disappearance was passed from Hardin, Montana, to Crow Agency, to Bighorn County, to the FBI. At first, officials did not believe there was much they could do because Freda was an adult and there was no evidence of foul play. Freda's sister, Frances, thinks they did not take the case seriously because Freda had recently started using drugs and hanging out with new friends. As Frances put it, it seemed like they weren't helping at all because she jumped into the wrong crowd. Freda's new friends reportedly were not very cooperative with the investigation, and unfortunately, any leads the FBI may have had have not led to finding Freda. So Freda's family continues to wait for answers, the way many Indigenous families are forced to do. According to a 2019 article in the Independent Record, Indigenous make up 6.7% of Montana's population, but 26% of Montana's missing persons reports. And that figure is likely underreported, meaning the actual percentage is probably higher. Where the case stands today? Freda's case remains open and unsolved, but her family holds out hope that they will one day be reunited. Freda's cousin, Aldine. Good luck, said. I have that hope for her kids. I have that hope she will come home. Her sister Frances added, there never goes a day, an hour, a minute, a second without thinking of her. Our family is not the same without her. Anyone with information regarding Freda's disappearance or current whereabouts should contact the Crow Agency Bureau of Indian Affairs at 406-638-2631 or the Montana Missing Persons Clearinghouse at 406-444-2800. Two, Heidi Plank. Did a party at a posh LA apartment complex lead to the death of Heidi Plank? Heidi Plank is a loving and devoted mother. By all accounts, her 10-year-old son was everything to her. So it was alarming when Heidi failed to pick him up at school on October 20th, 2021. Both Jim Wayne, Heidi's ex-husband, and their son had tried to reach out to Heidi numerous times between Sunday, October 17th, and Wednesday, October 20th. However, she did not return any of their text messages or phone calls. While unusual, Jim explains that he was more annoyed than worried. He knew, though, that Heidi would not miss picking up her son, and so the pair waited patiently for her to arrive for afternoon pickup and to provide an explanation why she had been out of touch. When she didn't show, they knew something was terribly wrong. She's a devoted mother who would never, ever leave her son, Jim said. We have a 10-year-old boy at home that's looking for his mom, and we just need to find her. Jim Wayne, courtesy of NBC News. What happened to Heidi the day Heidi disappeared? Sunday afternoon seemed to start out normal for Heidi. She attended her son's football game in Downey, which is located in Los Angeles County. Heidi left at halftime, but not before her ex-husband seemed to notice that something was off. She was a little bit antsy, yes. I don't know why, Jim said. All I know is that was the last time I saw her or talked to her. That evening, around 6:30 p.m., a surveillance video picks up Heidi walking her beloved dog, Seven, in downtown Los Angeles near the corner of Hope and Flower. Seven was found about 30 minutes later, roaming inside of a nearby high-end apartment complex. Over the course of the next couple of days, friends and family reach out to Heidi, but none of them received a response. It wasn't, though, until October 20th, when she failed to pick up her son from school, that they really started to sense that something was terribly wrong. Jim filed a missing persons report with the LAPD that day. In an effort to find her, law enforcement attempts to access the GPS in her car and the location services for her Apple laptop, phone, and watch. Curiously, they had all been disabled. It wasn't until Jim tried to track Seven through his chip that they get their first lead. On the night of October 17th, a resident of Hope and Flower found Seven wandering around one of the upper-level floors. They had alerted the chip company that Seven had been found. From there, law enforcement were able to obtain footage from Hope and Flower that shows Heidi entering the building, but not leaving. They believe that Heidi attended a party there, where the investigation stands today. Heidi's home was searched after the LAPD performed a wellness check at her home. They found it to be in pristine condition, though they did note that her phone and laptops were left behind. Based on forensic evidence that they recovered at Hope and Flower, the LAPD launched a weeks-long effort to search the Chiquita Canyon landfill. The working theory is that something happened to Heidi at the party, and she was placed in a trash chute that emptied into a dumpster. Their efforts did not yield any trace of Heidi. There has also been some speculation that her disappearance was connected to her employer Camden Capital Partners. Jason Sugarman, a managing partner, has been accused of defrauding a Native American tribe's pension funds out of $43 million. Sugarman has been charged with serious crimes by the Securities and Exchange Commission. Heidi is described as being 5'3" and weighing 120 Bs. She has blonde hair and blue eyes and was last seen wearing jeans and a gray sweater, driving a 2017 gray Range Rover with California license plate U84WX0.
I miss my best friend, and I know her son misses her.
She's one in a million. You'll never meet anyone.